raised it a little higher. I should probably at least. There we are. All right then. Let's move on with this.
Yes, get the breakfast coffee. Back for a bit and then do it. Luckily, there weren't a
Oh. Could have sworn I saw something. I remember to tell them it was going to be the first thing we did. Unlikely. Before everyone else. Well, at least in security, it seems. Good morning, Sid.
Morning, Captain. How did you fare?
Well enough.
Good. Don't let me stop you. Seem like you're on your way somewhere.
No, I'm waiting for the other department heads to arrive. We're supposed to be having a meeting, but it seems I'm the first up.
I am not surprised.
Hmm.
Perhaps they're getting the food for the day.
Perhaps. How did you sleep last night?
Could be worse. Could be better.
Well, it's better than the rough nights you told me you've been having, so guess an improvement is there.
It was kind of rough, but it's fine. Didn't end up scratching myself while tussling in bed. Well, the floor being my bed, but it's fine.
You're sleeping on the floor.
Yes.
Any particular reason? When you have a bed.
I'm used to it.
If that's what
The
you
beds
insist
are
on.
not block-sized.
I've noticed, at least in the crew quarters, but make do.
And again, used to the floor. It's not as uncomfortable as others might say, at least for me.
Fair enough. Won't hear me complaining or judging. Well,
Hopefully they don't take holidays. I will fetch them for you if I see them around.
well, I might
These
as
are the
well get...
heads.
Yes, Mercer, Palos, Ifrit, Gunch. But I might as well get myself something to eat before, if that's where everyone else is. So,
Yes.
good morning,
Shall we?
Dashir. Yes.
Shoot. Hi.
Well, hopefully
I'm
we
getting
won't
just
have
another
to
Go on.
be
You fast.
humiliated
Thank you.
anymore.
Yes, let us hope that it does not occur again. I can't think of any other radiation sources that would cause me trouble.
I might,
Oh no, we're just talking about how I was
drink,
irradiated
perhaps?
earlier. That's all.
Oh, yeah. This is my blood.
What would you,
Indeed.
what would you
No
recommend?
hard feelings.
Oh, well, we have plenty stock of Sin Cola.
Ooh, excuse me.
Only the fish seems to drink.
Why not?
Morning, Captain.
Good morning, Delon.
Blue, yellow, or red flavor.
How'd you sleep?
Obviously not prepared by
We'll go with
me,
blue.
but of course. The quicker you drink them, you know.
More
um,
familiarly,
the more
if
storage you
it
can
makes
have.
sense. Having the
There we
the
go.
slight aches in the muscles after a mission.
Soda
is
first thing in the
familiar.
morning, Sindra?
Well,
I mean, not my
fair enough.
preferable option, but why not?
Means you
Morning,
need to
Captain.
stretch more.
Breakfast.
Good morning, Gunch. Have you happened to see any of our other compatriots for today's meeting?
Makes a point.
Not quite yet.
We'll give
Trying
them a
to think.
little. We'll give
How
them
are you
some more
feeling
time,
after
but...
yesterday?
A little shaken up, but
Yes, Chef.
Mm.
You requested me?
it should be fine.
Ah, Captain. Good day. Salve, salve. What might I get for you?
Anyways,
Just a breakfast
Captain,
brick.
if you're
and
feeling up
coffee.
to it, I'll bring you my suit later today,
Of
so you
course.
can at least get the grav magnifiers.
Yeah, definitely.
Mags.
Definitely. Just bring it a little later. I need to fix everyone else's suits this morning.
Yeah, make that your priority. You got your time. But just
Are
after
you there,
hearing about how you
Captain?
guys almost got sucked into space after
Thank you.
yesterday.
Thank you,
made me
Chef.
Realize I should probably get that going.
Of
sooner than
course.
later.
Anything, Captain. Next.
Yeah, I need to install something myself in Marion's.
Good morning, Chef.
Good day. Training again? Or do I have to find someone else to teach me?
I will teach you again if you so choose.
Well, I mean, you could always nominate someone else. If
I
the chief...
don't have much else to do, depending on if the chief is well rested.
Someone could teach me
I'm-
more about shooting guns, eh? Pew.
I'm well rested enough to educate you some, depending on how busy my schedule ends up being today.
What about you, killer?
I can continue the training, sadly, since it got a bit distracted last time by me having to head out.
Ah, yes, I see. And Tashir, you could even join us. Full crew training. Very well, what'll it be?
I'll take what the captain's having, minus the
That does make
coffee.
me realize, do you have a formal firearms
That's the same
training for
thing
sure?
as everyone else, understood. There you
Oh.
go.
Kind of.
Can't beat it. Thank you, Chef.
Of course.
Gets us through the day.
Oh,
And
mate.
perhaps you should
I
set
know
it
not
in
to
on
hold
one.
it at someone,
I mean,
and I know how to fire it.
I like to eat.
Have Tashir
Let's
attend the training
People
as
in
well.
charge of that.
No.
Indeed.
You also have my permission to use the practice firearms that they'll be using.
Chef, have you had breakfast yet?
Yeesh. Should be the first one to have
I know how
breakfast.
to use one as far as protecting myself, but even then it's very
I don't think
informal.
I've ever seen the chef
Are you
eat.
just finally calling attention to the fact that no one has ever seen me eat ever? Or drink?
Well,
How
I
mysterious.
mean,
Just kidding. Yeah, of course, I ate before everyone else. It's up.
I assume you would, because then you wouldn't be able to efficiently feed everyone else.
Or maybe I'm some kind of evil alien life that does not eat at all.
Really?
I wouldn't be
I
surprised.
dedicated
Is the
myself
alien life
to the
evil because it
study.
doesn't eat?
I dedicated myself to the study of food, for I myself could never taste it. And then I live vicariously through the others
Kinda
tasting
respect
my
that.
food. I'm just kidding. I eat food. Yes, I ate before everyone came.
okay. Just making sure.
Yes, I like to snack a lot whilst watching my my movies in my helmet. Great terrifying lizards roaming planets and devouring. They're some of my favorite.
I need to go find Archer so I can send him the data. So
Oh,
I'm gonna go do
right.
that. Yep.
Okay.
Too much time in the
Where is it?
military makes action movies
Oh.
like that lose their luster a bit.
Okay.
Then they're
Were you gonna say something?
Oh,
Personally invested on
Oh,
the
okay.
the captain something.
inaccuracies on
Oh,
something.
okay.
There's the crew.
Wait.
Hello, goodbye.
Captain, I brought something up with Chef a little while ago.
Good
I was
morning,
gonna
Chef.
ask you next time we're on a somewhat inhabitable planet, maybe a more tropical or nature planet, that me and a couple people could go down and hunt for some fresh meat and food.
You can count me in for that.
I was about to say, you definitely would have Sid Gunch and I on it. It's been a while since I've actually had the real meat. I think was the last time when
Indeed.
the chef made poultry. So,
We do have a bird.
Well, that also depends if there is actually edible animal life.
Well, it's better to hunt for it and bring it back and test it than to not have got it at all.
besides, even if it
That's
is
fair.
not
If
edible...
anything, we could always.
Oh, sorry. It sounds like you were already on
As
the
I
train.
say, if we can't use it to eat, we can always turn it into like mulch and stuff.
That's fair.
Plus, we can catalog it for the rest of the exploratory vessels coming out.
That as well.
A hunt sounds like fun, though.
Agreed.
Count me in when
Always
you
is.
decide.
It was actually the season back home on my homeworld.
Perhaps we'll pay it a visit.
Yeah.
I guess we're probably way far out at this point.
We're far past Basilica at this point. Well, I think you would have fun
Not
hunting the
too
Oak
far.
Tree.
I was going to say, this one is a little bit of a natural fit, I feel.
Taking time in
Definitely think you would enjoy the Oak Tree.
Mind the
hunting
elongated snout.
creatures for their meat.
Yes.
That word.
You going off to find them?
Not quite yet. I'll give them some time to congregate, get their morning's rituals out of the way.
Don't think too much of it, cunt.
I'm well aware of it. Were it not for my
Captain,
Aye.
finished offloading everything to the hangar.
Good.
However,
That is true.
However,
Argyle's noticed that one of the relics didn't make it to the hangar.
So, trying to catch
Hmm.
for food.
I
Interesting.
could have sworn it was loaded, but it's not there now. Best be on the lookout for anything strange.
Well, there's not many places it could hide. It's either here or on the wreckage, so it's somewhere aboard this ship.
It is a point of
There's the bird.
party.
Aye.
Work on some system
One way
bugs
or another.
You know, every time I hear his voice, I just want to mess with him. Is that normal?
I mean,
We should get
Well,
some sleep.
you know.
You can be
Hey,
honest with
that's
me,
nice.
Captain. Between you and me.
It's just a few more touch-up bugs and
I
then...
wouldn't say mess with him.
Morning, Dunn.
He's more of a wit for wit
How are you feeling?
sort of exchange.
Better. Surgery.
On my feet,
Recovered
not
from
so
your
nauseous.
Oh,
ordeal?
Kara said that
For the
they
most
were
part.
going
I get
to
spells now and then, but
do the Neuralink
it's
surgery.
passable.
They had enough people for medical today.
I am mostly myself.
I see.
If you need some exercises, I will accompany you.
Best of luck with that.
Make sure
Oh,
you're limber.
I'm sure everything
I
will
could
be
do
fine.
with an exercise or two, Sid. I might take you up on
Good.
that.
Had enough
Good.
Perhaps
That's what we're
before
here for.
training.
getting
It's been a minute since I've done anything aside from our sparring, so
one that specializes in
That is true. We need to catch up on that as well.
Yes,
Aye.
I've seen
Can't
him
get
around.
rusty.
Remember his name.
I feel like I'm going stir crazy without doing
I don't
anything.
remember his name either, but,
Welcome to living
sure.
inside of a metal box hurtling through space.
See, it's not just it's me.
oh no, we're all feeling it.
Great.
We're terrestrial creatures, most of us, so
How was the scavenging?
Speaking of,
Uneventful. This is good.
I'm going to take a walk to hydroponics. If you care to join me.
Good thing you guys
Sure.
were all at the shift.
everyone else seems to be getting their...
Security room if I'm needed.
Aye. Gunch,
Covered most of what we were looking for.
if you see any of the others, we're meeting in the conference room.
I'm going to speak with the captain about it.
Understood.
Well, he's in the
What about me,
cafeteria.
Captain? I'm head of catering.
Some strange relics. They're currently being held in the hangar bay.
Better luck next time, chef.
In case you come across
Mhm.
them. In a yellow box.
He's head of catering. He's requesting his attendance.
It's very curious.
I mean, it might actually come to that at some point, so...
We'll fetch him if we need him.
Regulation, actually.
Yeah, if anything, we can probably move them over to security once they're all checked out, so that no one can get to them.
Like we have science do an investigation. Good morning.
Good morning, Argyle. I heard you call for me. The door was open.
Ah, yes. Back from the scavenging. I'm sure you've seen the AI's registries.
Should be less 5 minutes.
Alright, let me finish with Argyle first.
Okay, in hangar.
Most of the items were recovered. Namely, perhaps most importantly, a handful of what could be described as relics.
Interesting.
I've cataloged them already. They're taken
More of
pictures
those,
and
huh?
have informed Oracle.
If anybody asks, I'm taking to my room for a quick reprieve.
Interesting.
Alright.
Well, I'm excited, actually. It's been a while since I've actually investigated anything new.
And if you have a moment, perhaps a more private conversation.
Well, I need to go speak with Valora, and then I have a department meeting. Perhaps after that. Unfortunately, it looks like our trip through hydroponics will have to wait.
That's fine. Not really on the to-do list of high importance. It can wait.
Fair enough.
Excuse me, everybody.
I'll go see.
I would suggest leaving the artifacts inside their box until scientists have had a chance to review them.
Fair enough.
Just you and me, Bird.
Yes.
Right behind you.
Where should go?
Do you need something?
Not my present.
So, hello, Valora.
Wanted to let you know before go to Mercer, but am thinking of putting makeshift medical over where the decontamination used to be for those who have irradiated blood specifically. As it's easier to clean here than having to bring irradiated bleeding over to medical.
I see. Alright. We'll bring it up during our department head meeting.
I was gonna bring it up to Mercer if we ran into.
We'll bring it up to him during the meeting. We'll see if it's viable.
Okay. Then another thing. Definitely long term, if it even worked, but was also thinking of more enclosed chamber underneath.
I see. Well, that's up to... That one might be a bigger project than I anticipated. Maybe.
Yeah. But that is only if hollow.
Right.
If not hollow, we stick with that.
Very well. I'll have engineering take a look at it. See if it's hollow first. If it isn't, then we'll...
I also have drawing of idea. Here, go. We'll send it DMs just a moment. Should have it. There we go. Definite long-term project.
Definitely. I'm not even sure we have all the resources, even with the recent scrapping. Ah, Mercer. I was just finishing up a conversation with the Lord. I'll bring it up during the meeting. Once I can round up where every Freeter Palace is, we'll get started.
I believe Freet might be waking up now. I'm unaware of the loss.
Very well. Either way, we'll be holding it in the conference room.
That is all wanted to talk about.
Very well. I'll meet you there. I'll let you get woken up a bit first.
Alright. I thought they needed to talk to me, but I guess not.
No, I'm just going to bring it up into the meeting as a whole.
Ah.
Suffice to put it simply, they want to do a renovation here. That was my thought too.
What? Here as in the hangar?
Right where you're standing, pretty much.
Well,
they apparently
we'll
want to
talk more about it.
Yes. Better to hear everyone's input on this. That's what I was saying. But the one thing that they do want is a special small medical setup over there, so when Tashir or anyone else with irradiated blood comes back, it doesn't contaminate the rest of medical.
Fair enough.
But otherwise, I'll let you get to your work. I'll see you in the meeting shortly.
Understood. I'm gonna get some breakfast, I guess.
The brick is really, dusty today.
Let's see.
Get something to wash it down. Aye. Dr. Tally, did you hear the news?
I have not, no.
The recovery from the ship has rendered a few Anok articles.
I see.
A few of the artifacts have been brought on board. So, we'll have that to work on.
News.
I agree. I couldn't actually be
Indeed.
more excited for something in a while.
It will be interesting indeed to examine and catalog them and try to find their uses or what they were used for.
I concur. I also got sent some preliminary data from my own people as well. One of our sites that we had been finding some stuff at. They sent me the preliminary data, so they asked me to analyze it, if you wouldn't mind giving me a hand looking through that as well. Perhaps we might be able to
Of
cross-reference things with this artifacts that they have.
Yes, I will request from my archives the information that I have recorded and sent there.
Very well.
It should only take well, I'm uncertain of how far away we are from the comms buoy. Though if it is coming from Voxian space, it should be here in a matter of days.
Very well.
Considering the distance.
Good. Well, I can't wait to look through these with you.
Thank you. I am excited as well. I also was told that, well, last shift, there was firearms training.
Correct.
Then the chef and one of the security officers acted in hand-to-hand combat. They seemed to express an interest in training me in such things as well. I am uncertain if they have the time, though it is a thing. Learning new things is always good.
Well,
it can be archived and sent back home.
Well, you're in luck. Delan, Sidian, and Gunch were already discussing practicing more firearms training and possibly more heavier combat. So, I think that you'll be able to get that later today. I'd speak with Delan to see when he's doing it.
Of course. Excuse me.
Of course. I love walking through this ship. It's so cool.
Captain.
Ah, good morning, Palas.
Good morning. Chief here said I should tell you I am up and moving.
Good. Well, let's see if is Ifrit moving as well.
When I woke up, he was still in bed. Our room was exceptionally cold this morning.
He might have a cryo leak.
I believe there are reasons for our delayed start.
I see. Well, thankfully, everybody seems to be awakening, so we'll get the meeting started once we find him. It will be in the conference room.
Wonderful. Understood.
When you're done with that meeting, I'd like to discuss something with you. When you're done, I'll be in the science lab.
Argo?
Going down to inspect the
right now, as it seems we're still waiting for Dr.
Very well.
Just in case.
You know the whole deal.
All right, understood. All right then.
Oh. Sorry, didn't mean to spook you. I was just coming to see if Ifrit is up.
Sorry, I got hit with a loud noise in my comm. What?
Oh no, I was checking to see if Ifrit was up and in medical, but...
Oh. May I try their room?
Hey, I'll go look there now.
I'll go see the chef's in and grab a coffee.
Actually, there should be a second safety for when it's split. But, well, we'll make it to the prototype. Also running into a few issues with the range right now, but it's hard to get an accurate test without the proper firing range. So, yeah, we'll do the best we can.
Any luck?
Nope.
Yeah. Probably in the shower or something then.
Hey.
Yes.
I wish to speak with you about reclassification. I'm currently specializing in the reparation materials. I would like to attempt to re-specialize myself into the creation of new objects of utility.
Alright, what are you thinking about making?
I've already begun work on a wrist-mounted melee weapon. I've also had concepts of a small shield, the size of a buckler right now, but I may be able to expand it for personal use.
By all means, go for it. And while you're at it, check and see if anybody wants anything else made.
Understood. Roll.
Yes.
You want me to make you
Captain, do you want anything made?
Food-wise or something else?
Actually,
No, I can't.
there is actually something I
make
do,
cookies now.
but it's more of a one-on-one thing I'll bring up with MU.
Yes, I can. Pike taught me. I more meant using steel and the like.
I was going to first find Argyle to see why we have a pair of shoes, but if you want, I have a project that I can definitely use a hand on.
That was an odd string of
I'll be in touch
words that I just heard. Did my translator bug? You were going to ask Argyle about...
He hands you a documentation.
Oh,
You
it
see a
is.
list of everything that is salvaged on the ship, and on one of them, it's just highlighted a pair of shoes with
Dozens
a
of
footnote
pairs of
of Argyle insisted.
He insisted we take the shoes?
What brand are they?
It doesn't have it listed.
They could be
What
collector's
about?
items.
Ooh, how about this one? How about
Yes, I
the-
just saw it. Them.
How about the 37 family photos?
Between you and me, I think that's made to make you feel something out of character.
And
Who needs that many families?
they're dead.
They're dead.
Anyway, before this devolves any further, I'm going to go grab a free... Mercer, meet us in the conference room. I'm going to run and grab Palas and Gunch.
Yes.
You know what, MU?
If you'd like, I can go get them.
Do we want to divide and conquer? I'll go get Gunch.
Sure.
Alright.
I'll find Polaris where the fuck they are.
I think they're towards the hangar or science. I'd like to get this meeting out of the way.
I see.
I have never met them before now. There were rumors, but I would never have well, of someone of serious capability, but I would not say that that is who they were speaking of, or just a squad of people like them. Point is, I hope it's not some grand plans by then.
Indeed. Captain Tashia? Something you need?
Sorry to interrupt. Gunch, we're going to get ready to start the meeting. We have a frightened Mercer up in our district right now. Mercer is going to go get Palas.
Your way out. Understood.
Alright, did something else happen already?
We're not being tracked.
Good, but why do you sound trepidatious? I think I used it
was
correctly.
just looking forward to having a conversation with everyone.
Well, unfortunately, I'm stealing Gunch. It should be a very short meeting. There's not much I wish to go over.
Officer Cross, are you only looking to smooth the higher-ups? Is that it?
Not at all. It's more that I'm trying to inform our bosses of some interesting information.
Boss should be waiting in the control room.
Very well. On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad is it?
Go have your meeting.
Yeah, that just tells me everything. Alright, let's head out.
And they're not here. Wonderful.
You lied to me.
We'll raise them on comms.
Leave radios for a reason. May as
Hey.
well.
You know, grab Reed while I grab Bolas.
Sure.
Bolas, if you would please make your way to control room.
Ifrit, if you could please join us in the control room, that way we could get our meeting underway. Ifrit should be on his way as well.
Terribly sorry.
Does stand around at the table type meeting, or can we sit down?
We'll take a seat. It's nothing too important. Just going over some things.
My stitches are not great.
Of course. Thank you for joining us. Take a seat, stand, doesn't really matter.
I'll stand for now.
Alright. So, first thing going over their way. I wanted to know updates on if you have chosen any seconds. I know, Paulus, you and I have already spoken on this, but Gunch, Mercer, Ifrit? Nothing.
Well, I have been heavily considering Argyle as a second in command, so to speak. He seems very capable. And very, we'll call it, enthusiastic about his work. Always on top of things, that one.
Aye.
I feel he's quite competent.
Be that as may. Question is whether he'll accept it or not. I know he prefers to keep himself quiet so that he can do his job more effectively. But
He did express that to me, which is why I've continued to consider others and haven't entirely decided.
Well, very well. Mercer, what about you?
I have about 3 in mind. It's between Natalia, Grohl, and MU. I'm leaning more towards Natalia, because Grohl's a bit of a bonehead, and MU's kind of naive.
I was about to say fresh, but that is a way to put it as well. And you, Ifrit, have you selected anyone or have any prospects?
I haven't selected anyone. It's hard to really select from the few that I have.
I see. Very well. No, that's...
At the moment, I'm just leaving it as a step-up thing.
Very well. Well, that being said, on top of that, I am going to start looking for a second as well, in case something were to happen to me. None of us are mutually exclusive if something occurs, so I will be selecting a first officer at some point, but it could be from anyone on ship, as of now. But speaking of officers as well, I'm going to be promoting the chef to a mess officer. That way, if anyone gives them grief or breaks their things, they actually have the grounds to punish them or report them and file merits and demerits.
Fair enough.
No. That's all I had to bring. I'll open the floor to the rest of you if you have any complaints or any other problems that we should address. And there it is. Go on, Palace.
Something incredibly pressing that was just brought to my attention. Dallas and Costa have found inserted lines in the ship's coding in the system that was made. It was not in the original, and I was able to see it side by side. That is what delayed me coming here. And it is coding that leads directly to Atlas.
Atlas coding. Maybe we picked something up when we had the ship go through the databanks on the Atlas ship. Or perhaps the AI fragmented it and inserted into certain areas of the new code. Maybe it found a better system, but regardless, we should look into it. Run a cyber sweep.
I can run a scan and see what I find.
Hey.
None of it is documented in the digital log that Archer gave me, because he was immediately brought into question when they brought it up to me. However, they did just salvage things from an Atlas vessel. Perhaps something inserted itself.
That's what I mean. Perhaps we picked up a virus or something. But yes, Mercer, if you or Costa could work on that. Make sure it doesn't affect any of our systems.
I'll work on it.
I'd have Dallas also run a sweep as well.
Understood. And the computer that they brought it up to me on, I had them lock it, and I told them to make sure no one else uses it. But I can send you, Mr. Chief Officer, the digital logs of their work if it would help you.
If you could. I, too, would like a copy of this log, simply so I can track the...
It is received to you. And it has been sent to you.
Excellent.
Good. And I do have some paper copies, some synthetic paper that was handwritten, and I have it locked in the lab. If either one of you would like to look at it.
Anyway, was that all, or did anything else crop up that we don't know about?
Captain, I believe there was something that was brought up to you before.
Right.
About the hangar.
The hangar. Vora expressed interest in having a small medical section set up in case anyone comes back irradiated, that they don't contaminate all of medical. I think it's a fine idea, since they want to put it where the old decontamination area used to be. That being said, they also proposed a remodel of the downstairs hangar area. They wish to enclose the primary desk where Vic works, and they wish to... I couldn't really make out the full detail of it, but they wish to convert that into other workspaces. That is provided the wall behind Vic's station is actually hollow. But I also am not in the mindset that we should be tearing apart and reconstructing sections of the ship with how haphazardly everything is right now.
No, we shouldn't do that anyways.
Hmm.
Not to mention the resource cost of such a thing.
I agree.
What we could do is stop at a station that does remodels and hire somebody to do it, but it's going to cost far more than we have currently.
Agreed.
Precious credits that we not possess.
I'm not saying that we can't in the future, we just need to do more side jobs.
But
set up a little triage in that corner easily, but
otherwise
not going to be anything
fancy.
Pretty.
Doesn't need to be. Just needs to be stabilization. But anyway.
You could always just build a lead box and put it in the hangar.
Clinical to do.
True. Ifrit, did you have anything to bring up?
Not really.
Mercer?
I've got nothing.
Very well. Gunch, anything
I might
from...
have one thing, actually.
No? Go on.
You could all spread word to your departments. We have a lot of components that we got our hands on from that ship. If there's anything that you might need made or repaired, please let us know. It's filling up storage way too much.
Noted.
Were you or anything able to acquire newer pipes from that ship?
I don't think the pipes were actually salvageable. I think we accidentally turned that into scrap when we blew a hole through the side. But we should have some lying around. Or reminds me I need to let somebody know to work on that.
Well, that being said,
That I can assist with.
I would also like to bring up one final thing. It has been a point of contention thus far since we have started our journey on the UPA's policy on weapons. I wanted to know what everyone else feels about this. I already grew up in a mindset of at least your sidearm should be on all personnel aboard a vessel. But that's my cultural points talking. I'd like to hear from the rest of you what you think.
Well, if nobody's going to talk first.
If the individual is trusted with it, then, I don't see an issue with it.
Well, I'd personally have more comfort in the fact that people are walking around armed, especially because we're in a system that isn't really known. There are some people on the ship that have shown that they're not quite trustworthy with firearms.
Agreed.
That is mostly my stance of it. I do think it would be better off if everyone had able to carry their weapons freely, though there are those that perhaps should.
Who are the
I might have an idea.
Who are the ones in question that you're concerned?
If they can obtain proper training with security, perhaps this could ease those concerns.
I couldn't agree more on that. Gunch, if you want to set up a training program, so that way we can have people at least knowledgeable in their firearms and weapons before we hand them out.
We have already made strides in that direction.
I know.
A couple of my members have already educated quite a few, and I intend to educate more who come to ask. Though I think before we go handing weapons back to everyone. We should at the very least confirm with them, with their peers, that they are competent enough to carry.
Mm-hmm. So that...
Can I propose an idea?
Go on.
Maybe we keep documentation on the few that would be allowed firearms, and for those that are allowed, maybe a couple per department for now. People we actually trust, and that'll make the ship safer, and also we can have others taunt how exactly to use firearms and trigger discipline.
Agreed.
If I might add to his idea, perhaps create a test. Test everyone out. Make sure they can explain their weapon to you and sign them off. Discipline, show how to use it. And once they're tested off, that's when they can carry.
That's what I meant by having the people test.
I think that is a good idea.
Very well.
I could organize a test of sorts to ensure that these people know what they're doing, at the very least.
Well, it sounds like we're in agreement on it then. Ifrit, do you have any objections to this?
Nope.
Well, given everyone in
What
this...
of the UPAs? Let's do it. Not that they have to know, but...
Currently, uncharted territories gives us the ability to circumvent certain rules, which is why I wanted to bring it up now. Especially after the encounters we've been having. God forbid that the kettleheads decide that they want to get brazen and attack us directly. Or, if anyone else for that matter tries to board us. But, with that being said, I feel as though all the officers in this room should also have their firearms as well. At least their sidearms, like I said.
I do not have one.
We have spares in the security room if you feel the need to have one, but it's a personal choice, I would say, at this point.
I'd feel better.
Very well. Well, I would say, since we're doing trial people, the other departments, make your picks on the people you wish trained first, and then pass the names to Gunch and his team for it. And also, give him the list, and as well as me, of the people that you would prefer not to have their firearms.
Does this go overall throughout the ship, or
What-
just our departments?
What do you mean? All throughout the ship?
For the people we don't want to have firearms, does this only include our departments of who we don't want to, or
Anyone
other
on the
people
ship.
in other departments? No.
If there's nothing further, anyone else have anything they wish to address?
I can't say I do.
Very well.
I have nothing.
Well then. With that, I'll leave you all to your various tasks. Dismissed.
Thank you, Captain.
Thank you.
Should go find Gunch, because I won't find him later, and I want to give him that list.
I'm actually intrigued to see who's on it.
Already gone.
I thought he went to his apartment.
He's right there. I mean, if you'd like, I can talk to you about it.
Sure.
I need to run this over to the kitchen anyways.
Besides, I had one on my own. Yeah, I've
Well.
been... No, go on.
I was gonna say, of the people that I trust or would trust to have a sidearm, would probably have to be Natalia, Grohl, and Costa. They've shown that they are trustworthy in that regard, and they're not idiots.
Correct.
And I've seen Natalia fight. They seem to know what they're doing, at least with a plasma cutter. Which changed the power output. It's not much different than a 9mm.
Fair enough. Doctor. Good morning. Don't mind us.
Yes.
Where did you get that coffee?
Got it from you this morning. I watched him.
Yes.
Did you have food?
I did.
My apologies.
Oh, by the way, Chef. Congratulations. You've been promoted to mess officer.
Oh. Do I get a pay rise?
Yes. And
oh, wow.
If anyone gives you trouble in your domicile here, you can kick them out.
Oh, very well, Captain.
I don't like that you looked at me.
I think they do more kicking in than kicking out.
Yes, I may have made a mistake. Tashir was running away since they did not want any food. I may have grabbed their tail and caused injury.
I see.
It's kind of connected to their spine. They're in medical currently.
Oh, yeah, not that extreme, but if they give you trouble, grab one security and we'll throw you.
They ran from me. I was ignorant of their troubles, but I thought I would report it.
I see. Well, thank you for letting me know.
It might actually be good to put out an announcement about the chef's promotion.
I'll do so once we finish our talk.
Thank you, Captain.
Of course. Keep up the good work.
I'll do my best. Oh, I just feel awful, Chip. Sorry, Doctor.
I don't remember where I was.
We just finished off with Costa, Grohl, and Natalia. Plasma cutter adjusted makes a 9mm.
Right. Yeah. The few that I wouldn't really trust with a firearm is maybe one moment. Yes?
Hello. So actually I want to ask you both. We all know Dr. Tally has problems with gravity on the ship. Was wondering if we can commandeer one of the airlocks so that we can depressurize it, so that they have a moment of peace with less gravity, so that their joints and muscles can have a time to relax. We
I
need
don't
like
see an issue
one
with it.
team,
Neither
one
do
person
I.
from engineering and probably one person from medical to check their vitals while they're doing it and make sure that nothing happens.
Well, as long as it's safe. Again, I don't have a problem with it.
Agreed.
Sounds good. Also, Captain, has Polos brought up the situation that we found with you?
There were a few. There was the pipes and hydroponics, and then there was the issue with the code and it having Atlas data in it. I've already Yes, Mercer's going to have you all do a cyber sweep, as well as Dallas is going to look on it from Science's end, to ensure that we don't have a virus.
Sounds good. I think Dallas was looking for Palas.
I see.
To speak more on it.
Is that all?
Yes. Oh, also, I might be out of commission for the rest of the day. I'm probably going to have a surgery.
Very well.
Again.
Understood.
Understood. Rest well.
Thank you.
Morning.
Morning.
I needed to ask you about that email I sent the other day.
I'll come find you about it. After I'm done talking with the captain.
Please. Appreciate it.
Did you forget where you were again?
No, I remember where I was. Step more this way.
Aye.
Of the people that I wouldn't really trust with a firearm, it'd probably be Vane, Dallas, and I believe their name is Siri.
Agreed. Well, at least on Vin Dallas. Dallas seems too raked with nerves to be able to handle a firearm, let alone take someone's life should it ever come to it. Although I have seen him fight. He can do it, at least with bugs. Vane I'm in complete agreement with, though. They've already fought us hard on just getting that cannon put into storage, so I don't see how I could trust them with anything further, even though they've been one of the people pushing for this.
Yeah, that's what also kind of concerns me. I'm also very, gun-ho.
I've noticed. That Hull is evident of that. And they wanted to claim that they could control that and it wouldn't blow a hole in our ship.
Yeah, well, saying something's vastly different from actually doing.
Agreed. As for Siri, I know they're trained in firearms, but given their state right now, I have to agree with you. Until we can get a full psych screening and them cleared, I don't want them holding any weapons at all.
That's exactly my concern.
And it seems like everything is in place with us on that one. Grow?
Excuse me. Oh, that laser rifle I was working on. Finished it. It's in security right now, just so you're aware.
Understood. That's the extent of my list.
Well, I agree with it. Anything else for me?
I got nothing.
Very well. I'll leave you to it. I'm sure you're busy, especially when we have those pipes that need to get cleaned out before Palace throws a fit.
Yes, I need to find somebody to work on that.
Preferably someone small.
Unfortunately,
Mercer.
our small individual
Dallas is looking for you. He wants to work with you on the AI for the test run.
Today's a busy day for me, Captain.
Just letting you know. I'm sorry.
I
He's
see.
already down
Good.
there.
While I'm doing that, you can work on the pipes.
Oh, okay. I'll
Need
work on them when I can.
Talk to Palas.
Yeah, you already know.
Where's Dallas?
Downstairs. Near the AI.
See, that's all you have to do.
Captain,
Just
you
will
have
them
the
into
most
existence.
perfect of timings.
I'm sorry, what?
I feel like you have just used your psionic abilities to perfectly time your entrance.
Ugh. I
Good
thought
luck
I
to
felt...
know behind you, Captain. I'll explain this again. Comes in threes, yes?
Aye.
Yes.
Yes. I apologize, Captain. Isn't being fully straightforward. He's gonna open his jacket, and he's gonna pull out a bone rod. The fourth artifact.
Dare I ask?
This one is. Oh, this one is psionically charged. Now, I procured this very specific one, as opposed to the other three, because it's psionically charged. And there was an individual aboard the scavenging effort that I don't fully trust. Not yet.
Understandable.
So, the question is now what we do with it. Clearly it should be researched. I've catalogued it with the others. But it is up to you what you'd like to do with this thing.
Mm-mm. Well, once analyzation is done of it, if I'm going to be honest with you, Atlas wasn't upholding the agreements placed on them by the UPA and the rest of the galactic law. I'd rather not be in breach of galactic law.
Yes.
So I'm probably going to send it over to the UPA's... I'll let the politicians handle this and decide who gets jurisdiction over it. It might just go to a UPA research facility.
Suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
It's already catalogued, and Oracle is already aware of it.
Aye.
I could have an agent come pick it up. Make this an Oracle and Atlas issue. You leave the UPA out of it, as well as our ship. It's a suggestion, but Oracle is aware.
That one I might have to actually leave to my higher-ups. Like I said, they're already in breach of galactic law. If I don't report this to the UPA, they're going to have a conniption. That's my concern, at least. All Anarch sites and records need to be dispersed if found.
Yes. Which you can rely on Oracle for, of course.
Either way, I'm probably going to let the politicians handle this and see what they decide.
Is another
Is
question?
this following action then to seal the artifact for safety? Until further notice?
Fair.
Now we send it off without any primary research for...
No. We're going to analyze it, of course. We have we have two people experted on Anarch history, one of which is an archaeologist. I'd lament this.
Be very careful, because this may not be Anarch.
True. But there's very few psychically charged species out there like such.
So what's the order of operations then? That thing first, Bark second. Write your dossiers, write your documents, seal it back, send it off.
Once we are in a range of a long range messenger, so our message actually goes out.
Agreed. I'd personally prefer sealing it first before we analyze it. Who knows what it could do? Strange dreams. For all we know, it could have increased things and made those things walk amongst that ship.
Would you like to hold on to it, or would you like me to?
Let me at least take a look at it.
I would suggest not doing too much.
I wasn't going to.
We don't know what it does.
Interesting. I'll hold on to it for now, I guess.
All right.
Besides, my quarters are the only ones with a private on them. You still share a room with someone else.
Yes.
Yes, and I share a room with a shark. So.
I would have suggested to have it locked away in science, perhaps.
Well, if that's the case, then we'll do that.
We'll keep an eye on it from security when we can. I hope you reconsider, Captain. Dragging the UPA into a conflict with Atlas could be devastating. Especially to our crew.
It's not a conflict, it's merely a small breach. As long as they're not covering anything else up, they'll be fine.
Well, that's just the thing. I think there's more to this.
Costa?
Yeah, I wanted to inform you guys that we are going to be using the left airlock. And we're about
After
to
all,
start
the three other artifacts that we found
Understood.
are stored in a box in our hangar.
Mm-hmm.
The box has a tracker on it. Tracker is not on. Now, why would you turn your tracker off on an artifacts that you deem important?
Fair point.
Really? Unless they're not yours.
I see.
Well,
Yes.
Did we ever examine the bodies? Did we ever check if they were actual Atlas personnel or if they were bandits, vagabonds, someone who stole the ship?
You were the closest contact with him.
I remember.
Can you recall?
I remember when we were analyzing things downstairs and Mercer was giving us his recount, the computer did specify something about a colony world that they were going to set up, and that these were originated from there.
Curious. They're flying to it.
Correct. We have the data.
If they were flying to it, then why were these artifacts on the ship?
Who knows? Maybe it was found on a scouting party and they had to bring them back for something else. Or they found
It would be
pertinence
just
to it.
delivered somewhere.
Well, they hit another vessel. And took it.
Possibly. But who are we to speculate right now on this?
Yes.
I'd like concrete answers first, and the way to do that is to open the box and take a little
Yes,
look.
what's in the box? Let me go see.
I haven't looked either, so.
Might be worth checking. Good nerd.
I've taken a look at him, but there might be something that I missed. Perhaps we grab somebody from science.
Agreed.
Based on what I remember, they were Atlas personnel, from the parts that at least I remember. So, the possibility of it being a commandeered vessel is low.
Very well.
Right. I hate to find ourselves in the middle of a conflict between Atlas and a different mega corporation.
Fair.
I simply think that whatever path gives us the least problem, personally, is the better one to take in this case.
Yes.
Whether or not mega
Options on the-
corporations continue to fight each other, not exactly
Options on
my
the table.
concern.
I have my partner who could easily come and recover it. But if you'd rather send it to the UPA, by all means, they do a fantastic job.
As of
Duly
now,
noted.
we have contraband, yes?
We don't even know if it's contraband.
Yes. Well,
Right
Atlas
now,
isn't supposed to have it, and now we have it.
it's salvaged from a vessel that wasn't supposed to have it, and we are reporting it as a documented body.
Yes.
So, we're in no wrong for at least being in possession of it. It's better recovered than it floating adrift in space for another gods know how long.
So we have a little window of blank space before it becomes contraband.
Probably, but that is until someone can either get it from us or we can send it to someone.
Yes.
Well, it seems like we have a plan at least.
All right, should we go
Think
scare
so.
science?
Fewish.
I shall be doing a few rounds, see how people are doing.
If you'd like to
Right.
take a look at the artifacts, they're currently in a hangar bay.
There's
Yellow
no
box.
way I'm going to miss this. I'm invested now.
Yes.
Well, you all have fun scaring science. I will remain here for now.
Very well.
Alright.
To remind you, Guns, the offer's still open.
Oh, believe me,
Little
I do
exercise.
I do intend to take you up on that today. When
Good.
you are done with artifact, come find me.
So be it.
Go on. Sir.
I came to tell you that list of people that the captain wanted us to make.
They're not in there.
What, are they taking a walk?
Do you suspect they're in hydroponics?
Possibly. It's where Palace likes to hold their meetings.
The members are out on the spacewalk.
I hate to just barge in.
We are security.
Yes. Suppose you're right.
This is as close as I'm getting to that door.
Yes. It's actually quite dangerous for me, now that I think about it.
Aye, that's why I was wondering why you were standing right in front of it while you were getting ready to open it.
Captain, can I borrow your tag
A few
along?
broken bones.
My what?
Your tag along. I to learn to.
You mean Sid?
Yes.
Have at him.
Captain's orders. Understood. Wait, am I an officer now?
I mean, yes.
Have you not seen any of...
Some people were going for a spacewalk, but I don't know which
Oh,
members.
Sid.
Ah, will do, thank you.
Yeah, chef.
The captain has given you to me.
Come with you.
What do you mean the captain has given me to you? What? Captain...
He's an officer now. Make sure people stops messing with the
Adventure.
mess.
What?
Would you wish to come for some more training? Maybe?
Do you want to constantly watch the mess hall?
Let me pick up a stone weapon.
Look,
would you have a little...
Would you rather have him untrained?
Maybe you can teach me the draw today.
No.
That's my favorite.
No.
I love
The intention is to train him, but I am quite curious as to what is in...
Agreed. We're going to scatter science for a
We'll
minute.
do some weapons training.
Very well.
Come find me when you're done. I need.
Yes, that's two people
A
now.
weapon of mass destruction.
It's not mad funny, Captain. I'm going to hit you. You know...
Hmm?
He reminds me of... back home.
He does.
That's... Yes.
They look like they can
That's
cover your whole
excitement. I've never seen him so riled up.
Thank you, Doc.
I saw it once when he was making that Wellington.
Captain.
Dallas? Three?
I don't know if Mercer has talked to you yet, but we have an update on the line of code.
Oh. I won't keep you, Sid. I'll listen to this. What's going on with it?
It's the AI itself.
I had a sinking suspicion it was. Let me guess, it was taking fragments of the code and patching them in to fix different holes in the ones that you've developed.
Almost spot on, Captain. It's taking the system we put in yesterday from and using everything from the salvage ship and constantly updating itself, even as we speak right now. Mercer and I both can confirm, as we saw, that nothing is inherently wrong. There's no violations, there's no concerns of security at all. It's just trying to make itself more efficient, run faster.
I see. That implies a dangerous path, though. That's my concern. I'm gonna have you, Archer, and Costa keep a close eye on it.
Alright. Yes, I'll be too, Captain.
I don't want that thing going rogue.
Understood.
I assure you, it is against my program to do so.
But you're working on self-improvement, which means anything is possible. Ugh.
Psionic protection box, something to block out psionic waves.
That's the best person I know to ask, actually.
Oh. Hmm.
There is a psionically charged relic that an officer currently has. Oh, okay, wonderful.
I've been informed of it, yes.
Are you comfortable with its storage in science?
I am.
Because if you were not, my other suggestion was that we can store it with you, since you are the most psionically adept individual I can think of.
Fair enough. honestly, as long as there's a shielding around it, it should be okay.
Well, I will not be able to see nor feel. Yes, this I will not be able to see nor feel, or implement myself. You know someone who can.
I don't think we have any engineers who are psionic.
Not to my knowledge.
It might not have to be an engineer.
Or a scientist.
Or a scientist.
You think one of us?
Oh, by the way,
yes.
Dr. Chip, thank you for the information. It's what led us to discovering these.
More than welcome. Anytime.
Oh.
One thing I'm good at. Putting flash drives into...
What is all that meditation for if I can't use it?
If you want to try it,
it's very important.
I won't stop you, but the only reason I'm cautious is it is
Mercer got,
a relic.
captain credentials. Probably the only reason I can get it through there unless hacking through the systems.
It is my thing.
Captain credentials.
It is a relic, yes, but that means that it most likely will hold information and or power that should be known. Sending it off to someone that isn't us leaves me having a poor taste in my mouth.
Noted.
It's a shame. Pretty useful.
Well, post the information off of it.
Things that can be discussed later. Different company.
Passwords of the Atlas ship. I've saved all of them to my file.
I also may have made a copy myself.
More than fair. Shall we get this thing taken care of? The longer it stays unsecured, the more nervous I become.
I will follow your designs then.
Most people I've seen in the training area.
There were many here yesterday.
There should always be more. Should we be tagging along?
If you wish, I won't stop you.
I am quite curious.
I'd encourage it.
This is me becoming a nerd.
I was about to exactly say the same thing.
Correct.
Did he come back?
Who? What?
Ventura is going to teach me the cowboy draw.
He's over there.
Ah! I thought he would come get me, but no, he just came here.
MU, how are you feeling?
I am awake, Captain. I attempted work on a handheld shield relay. It didn't go well, with 3 other people helping me at the same time.
Oh. Too many cooks in the kitchen, I believe, is the phrasing.
Yes, that's what the voice inside my head said.
A wise voice.
Glock and Sid.
Hi.
Do you trust him?
I do. I know he's a bit much to start out with, but I've been developing, well, I wouldn't say developing. I've been working with him, getting to know him a little bit better. He's not exactly, scar-free from the war.
The war?
The exploitation war.
Right. Yes. I was just curious.
I dove into his record a bit.
I've seen many like him.
Dove into the record a bit. He joined early. Service usually doesn't start until you reach 16. He joined at 15.
He's definitely eager.
Aye. At least he was. Still is. It's coming back out, I've noticed. He makes you uneasy.
I've seen many like him. And many like him have seen many like me.
Well, there's a difference. There's a difference between knowing a kin and knowing the person.
Maybe.
I'm not
I see something in his eyes.
Aye, he is, in our culture, he trained in a different temple than I did, so they're a little bit more intense, more warrioristic, and specializing in the hunt, both on the battlefield and off.
I'm aware of their tactics. And their behavior. Working with one is off-putting.
No, you worked with me.
You're different. You're one of the calm ones, usually.
It is years of conditioning and practice. Believe me. There is a past there that I do not wish to relive in my current time.
Yes. I understand. I'm sorry, Captain.
Don't be. It is part of the great journey that makes a individual an individual. Plus, I don't know how long I have. Could be a couple 100 years, could be another 30. Either way, no point in dwelling on it.
Indeed.
But as for you, take as much time as you need, but I would try to know him at least. Might make you feel a little easier.
It takes quite a lot to look at him.
Fair enough.
I will try.
Don't push yourself. Nothing you're too uncomfortable with.
Yes.
Just a suggestion.
We'll see.
Oh, I do actually have work for you, by the way.
What is that?
You said you wanted to work on things for people.
Yes.
He hands you a circuit board with a series of different crystals in it. This... I'm trying to find the commonality word for it. Journal?
That is not the correct word. This is a circuit board.
It is and it isn't. Physically, it's a circuit board, but the crystals in it contain the memories. Or psionic imprint, I guess is another word of it, of an individual.
And what would you like me to do with it?
It's broken. I would like it repaired.
What part of it, if you may recall?
He's going to show you a series of burnt out networks and everything else on it. Honestly...
This shouldn't take too much work.
Hey, honestly, the board itself could be replaced in its entirety. It's the crystals that need to stay.
I will attempt to fix it. I will admit, One aspect I've come to appreciate about the Vlok is their sentimentality.
Thank you. And one more thing. He's going to hand you a small tablet with just a series of runes that look very similar to dots and lines. Almost like a network of its own. If you could engrave that on just a random bauble of sheet. Any sheet metal that you think is significant enough for it. Just put some of those on it for me.
Very well. Is it a mimetic hazard?
Not quite. It's a modified version of our language. We've had to change it a few times from the runes that I have on my robes to that, so that those of us who are blind can actually read it. But turns out it also works as a good circuit network, too. It's what helps us interface with our ships.
Interesting.
I figured...
you interface with the ships. I forgot.
I figured it might help you in other ways if you ever need it.
How so?
Well, you said you wanted to create. Think of this as a starting piece. A reference point, I guess you should say. Might have something significant. Or you might find something significant to it. But
yes, I feel I might have made too big of a jump working on a handheld shield relay as my first sort of creation.
I would make something sentimental to you, or personal to you. Something that you feel in your heart. As opposed
I made cookies with the chef a few days ago.
To start.
It's not made of steel, though. But I see what you mean. We have an audience, I believe.
I believe they're here for the training.
No, we actually had an inquiry that might be important that we bring up now rather than later.
And these inquiries would be?
Okay, good. Thank God. We did a rush inspection of the ship.
Mm.
Have we done a test on the weapon system to make sure they fire properly?
That's not a question for me. That's a question for the department head.
Fair enough. I figured I'd ask. I'll ask that if any
the weapons.
Please tell me they work.
They move.
That was the thing we all just realized. None of us have done a test on the weapon.
You see why we're bringing this up now?
Nobody has.
Break your wrist.
I suggested that with the salvage debris ship that we pulled apart, we could have used that as a test target. But we already
Worst
left.
case, I can always go on the hull myself, but that's not quite as good as having a whole battery of cannons to work with.
Not to mention, I also brought up the idea of performing a reactor stress test, just in case, because that is also
That's definitely a question for Mercer.
Agreed.
Well, I know this hurts, but at least we bring it up now before we get into a firefight.
Yes, it is better to know now than later. Excuse me.
If we could put something bigger on the ship, but that I'd have to wait for supplies and reactor stability.
I mean, there's no point putting something bigger on the ship if, one, the original went by, and two, we don't even know if the reactor can handle it if we haven't done a stress test.
Uh-oh. to lose it. I'm going to lose it. I'm already talking to myself out loud now. Oh, isn't that lovely?
Attention, Captain.
Aye.
I've recently detected a aggressive alteration to the ship's system. Someone was hijacking the automated process of the airlock.
That would be Costa. She has authorization to do so.
I see. I will have to apologize to them when they re-enter the ship.
I'm sorry, what?
Upon detecting the potential threat, I locked them out of the system and aggressively booted them out when they attempted to disconnect.
I see. Yeah, that's between you and them at that point. Actually, I should probably be blank. Get voice mod up and running. So voice mod. There it is.
There we go. The block of masses must be about. My room. Oh, I'm not been to this one. We're gonna go back. That's outside. That's what I. Inside the. There's really. This. Again. It's too open side. Close to the bands. I should, you know, I should just gone that thing. What makes us fan?
Just gonna have a nice day at the bar.
Hey! Okay.
Tally.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm sure if we could put in a request from engineering, they might be able to find a way to do it. I don't know where though. My best bet would be.
There we go. See.
Good morning.
Good evening.
You're the one with cybernetic expertise, right?
I received information that I am needed for surgery on Krista's chip.
Yeah, because we're not too sure how long that chip can hold out, especially considering me did a little bit of an oopsie, so.
Medical officer.
Incident. It had a 10.221.3% failure.
And we'll just keep looking at
I
it.
need,
a medic for Tashir here. Can you, you, Archer, and I... Can you...
Head over to...
Costa!
It's fine, Valora's got it.
We have access to overseas.
Excuse me, my apologies.
Sorry.
It's fine for right now. We'll just keep an eye on it, and we'll inform the captain. But yeah, they're waiting for you. Good luck with the surgery.
Thanks. Hello. It's like, hopefully you don't need... Yeah.
No, I wouldn't punch anyone. Not today.
Unless somebody pissed you off.
I've never punched anyone. It is interesting, isn't it? I don't even know what it does.
Oh yeah, I have met you.
Jeff. What are you all
I'm Corvex. How
this do?
What's your name?
Also, I got taught how to do one of those quick draws.
Dr. Ferry. So you said?
Oh, they taught you that one.
It's not prepared.
Care to try your hand?
I don't have a pistol at
What? Here's the second one.
Training one's up there.
Fearless.
Oh.
Oh, fearless.
I'm just taking on Mercer right now. Ooh, you're very quick.
If you ever touch the dissection of you will be fascinating to the fiddle.
Pretty crazy.
Interesting. I don't know about that one.
Though it's not exactly tactically
That's this is
throwing me a
almost
weapon
wrong.
like that. Usually if you're in a situation where you're in
But I
danger,
can
your
go
weapon
ahead.
something.
Yes, but I'm a big fan of those human movies.
I find them rather vain.
Forgive me, I was intrigued by a human. They would make a great sample.
I guess. Are you good, or what's going on here?
Phantom pain. Giving me medication.
Oh, okay.
Yes. To shit. So. So, take that. And then wait a bit. The pain.
I'm fine. I needed someplace to sit, just in case.
No. It should dissipate eventually.
I've seen an uptick in an uptick of cardiovascular processing, as well as a down incline of internal temperature around the cerebral.
I was in weapons training.
I see. Were you harmed during this event?
No. I was very immersed in it.
This would explain out of a psychological breakdown.
Do we want to do this the same way we did last time?
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Do you want to do this the same way we did last time?
Considering that I'm hoping he
I'm still operational.
assisting. So, probably
Do
the
you
same.
want me to sit on a
Very
seat
much
again?
might be telling you other
Yeah,
information.
Let me just get one.
Yes. I was practicing quick draws with Mercer. I lost the last round and almost unloaded the clip into him. It was only hologram, so it wouldn't have done much, but if I were using my actual rifle, which I almost did, I could have... I don't know what I could have done.
There's a medical professional standing here as long as you require. This is a psychological.
Okay.
What is recollecting things it would appear associating with different scenarios. It's in anxiety, post-traumatic stress, bipolar disorder, and several other different mental functions.
That is possible. I don't know enough about those conditions to say adequately. I may run a diagnostic later.
If you wish,
but Medco,
Why don't you just give her enough for one dose?
that would be good. Sometime later. Medco doesn't have programs in place for these kinds of things.
You rest. I must conduct surgery.
Should help again.
I have O-negative blood type if you need any.
Wonderful.
I'm here free.
What sort of recruit now is have this blood type as well?
Good.
Same bill that you put for.
Captain Arthur. What is? What should you wish your replacement was simpler?
I'll consider it.
That same thing happens if you take a lot of them.
Basically, if you take them all at once, it's not gonna happen. Take one at a time.
Why did you give me? I'm good as I can. I don't know anything.
This is why I said to only go for
Scan shows increased chip temperature.
I'm also like not all here right now.
Do you mind if I interface directly with your cyberware for this time?
You're fine. I didn't.
It's fine.
Very well. This will be a slight discomfort.
I can't really.
What's up?
Check cybernetic.
Which one?
Diagnostic launch. Please stand by.
I can't lean back. She's currently leaning forward.
I'm trying to stabilize best I can.
Initiating blood.
Help support.
I got her. I got her.
Okay.
Is there actually anything loose?
On the cybernetic, no.
Seems fine over here. I don't see anything loose.
Do you think you could help us real quickly? Her accident.
Just push me back up. That's all I need.
Initiated a protocol to chip. A special line of code I use for my own based cybernotes. It will give us a little bit more. Assist.
Understood. I haven't been sitting enough today.
What is the?
You want to just? We're not too sure if her cybernetic.
Could you do a scan on her?
Do I have permission to with your cybernetics directly?
If you can, I don't mind. Kira?
Yes?
Her cybernetic plates might have dislocated.
That's what we're
Yeah, considering that literally her tail got pulled earlier, so.
Where did the tail get pulled at? Which location?
There was a loose wire here, so I'm guessing it was like pulled somewhere around here, so. Stress was right here.
Please remain still. If we could get them to lie down. It might be best to do this adjustment with you lying. Still to the front table here.
Okay.
Sorry for making you wait.
I am unable to figure out how to lie down forward, so we'll make this work. Having issues in one day. Wait.
I don't mind waiting.
We'll pretend she is lying down to make this simple.
I feel like Shear's tail and spine disconnecting is kind of more important than a chip.
It wasn't disconnecting, it was more like...
Checking to see if I can realign the spinal implant.
Oh boy. Well, with a 19 plus, I assume you have bonuses for cybernetic stuff.
For the medical to the cybernetic.
Okay. So with a 25, easily done. You've done this plenty of times.
Whatever counts. We should look at using some of the new supplies to create a new organ. This will feel like a slight back adjustment. You feel a pinch of pressure, and then your entire spinal column will release. 3, 2. There we are. Remain lying for at least 10 minutes while the spine sets back into place.
Okay.
Now.
Oh, okay. I know. Move from that spot over to here.
Onto our overheating brain. Okay.
Just the chip.
Is this the new one? Is this the...
That's the new one. Sanitized and all that stuff.
Oh.
He looks goofy as fuck.
From some returns. Oh, please.
Okay. Let me hand throw.
Satisfactory upgrade. Very well.
Feeling pain is, or not feeling pain is weird. I don't know how to describe things. Because I don't know what's going on.
Again, if you would not mind making sure the internal temperature remains at a stable level.
Yep, can do that.
Tell me if you feel pain again.
I just said I don't feel pain.
I'm in numb.
I can't feel pain, period. I just
Oh, I
feel a
didn't know that.
sensation. My pain receptors are fried.
Almost like pinching.
Same sort of deal.
Yep, replacing the chip ecostat with the new one.
Modified 20. Easy enough.
But if it's phantom pain, the medication.
Slowing blood flow to the left-hand cortex.
Yep.
The assistance.
Do you want to while you're laying?
You said, confused with him. Connections clear. Okay.
Yep.
Begin sealing.
Okay.
Interfacing directly. Integrity at 99% will require an overnight rest before it is complete. Post acceptance.
Okay.
You are free to drop the excellent. Now, all that's needed is plenty of rest.
Understood.
Yep.
If there is any discomfort, please alert us immediately.
Yep, will do.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Of course, it is my task. I'll be retiring. Finish my recharge. I wish you a good day.
Good rest.
I thank you. Also, do not go into the reactor unsupervised. I wish to ensure that it will in its entirety, and it's best to have a secondary set of eyes in case you collapse from heat exhaustion or otherwise.
Alright.
At least on the first attempt.
Yeah, because I do remember you said something about it. They just included that.
Seen that you are really quite fascinating. Really. It's delayed of 22%. And when you zoom it, nanoseconds.
Oh.
Officer Dillon.
Great timing. Hello. Officer Chief Conch and Officer Sid are going to have a physical spar. If you have the time, having medical on standby will be required, unless you are busy with something.
I was going to I just completed Costa's surgery.
Ah, it's being finished?
Cool.
Well, I'll ask someone in medical then.
Akira is currently taking to Costa.
Doctor,
Governor?
How did the surgery go?
Splendid. No issues found. Correct acceptance of her current cyberware, 99%. Correct acceptance of organic hosts, to be determined. Statistically, it is a 99% chance that it is successful.
Fantastic. That's good news. Thank you very much. I'm retiring for the evening.
Very well.
You have a good night.
You as well. Yes, she's charging. What do you expect?
This motherfucker needs an outlet?
Well, look at him. How much of that do you think an bio fucking engine can make? Or can fucking feed? Like, what do you want from me?
Well, the thing is like, what I envision is just fucking... Oh, hold on, I can't do surgery today. I forgot to plug myself in. like, you know when you accidentally forget to plug in your phone before you go to bed? That's just what I imagine.
Well, it could be worse. I could blue screen during the surgery. Boom.
Fuck, he runs on Windows XP.
Oh no, he's too good for that shit. He runs on Windows 7.
The superior Windows operating system.
Precisely. Right.
Going back to spawn.
I am too. I'm gonna come back in as captain. My room. I know my room. Teleport now. Actually, I'm going to go with... Oh. Oh. Aim trigger. Okay. Still good? Still good. Okay.
Captain.
Hey.
I have taken the liberty of looking at a few of the artifacts.
Oh, and?
One of which was rather alarming.
How so?
It was a bone. I was unable to identify the animal to which it came from. But it seemed to vibrate with energy. I could feel it. I could feel it through my suit. But when I placed it on a table, or placed it back in the box, it was not shaking or vibrating at all.
Was it the bone one that Argyle had?
Yes.
Aye. It's psionically charged, so some people might feel that resonance with it.
I see. Apologies, I've just learned psionics is real.
Aye.
And not just a story. Though you have expressed to me the use of it, I more so thought of it as a technology to which your species had given the name to.
No, it's existed long before that. It's ancient. Possibly from even before the universe's creation.
Apologies. It is not often that your understanding of physics and the universe is tested and broken in front of you.
We still abide by some of the rules of physics. We just bend them. Manipulate the flow of gravity or alter photons' lights.
I see. other than that, one artifact I have determined to be a key.
A key? To what?
Unsure. Though the lock must be massive. The...
Ooh, I'm tired, Allison.
Apologies, my eyes have gone out. One
Oh,
moment.
it's perfectly fine.
They have returned. The lock seems to require the entirety of one's forearm to reach in and turn the mechanism.
Interesting. I'll tell Archer to set a course to whatever planet they were heading to. This is interesting.
Oh boy.
They must have been going there for a reason.
Some thick water.
May I also ask you a question?
Of course.
It is regarding... I have only ever had 2 other objects that vibrated and tinkled like that. One of which was a vase. You would know it. It was the one that first allowed the transcription of the Archeon language.
Interesting.
It was upon grabbing the vase, it is an odd word. Silhouettes appeared. At first we thought them visitors or holograms, but none of my associates could see them. They spoke in a language that I swore was Voxian, but when I repeated it to my colleagues, it was not. Something similar happened in a building we determined to be a temple. A length of amethyst with writing engraved into it. Upon reaching out towards the writing to wipe away some of the dust, the language turned to Voxian, and I was able to read it.
That's right. You might have been psionically imprinted. Sometimes memories can transfer if an object's connection is strong enough. And if one is psionically gifted, they might be able to feel it as what it is supposed to be. Almost like a translator.
I'm uncertain if this is the case. I'm merely pointing out strange events.
Aye.
That is all I have, I believe.
Very well.
I will be retiring for the night. Thank you.
Of course. Rest well.
Thank you.
Siri, how are you recovering?
Medical recovery.
Have you checked with medical recently?
Yes.
Good.
They've stated that the hypo and hyperthermia
I have been afflicted with have been caused by my medicine. Or at least that is the theory.
I see. Proper meditation might be in place. Such an odd one, that one. Well.
You commanded me to no longer follow orders from Commander Narsak.
Correct.
Does that mean active orders from before are to be suspended?
What were his other orders?
I was to observe every member of the crew, send information to him whenever possible.
I see.
I was to create catalogs about my events, observations, and updates daily that were sent to him whenever possible. I was to identify weaknesses within the fighters here and those important situations at the station. Should a confrontation arise, my commanding officer and someone I deem a threat, I am to intervene.
So you were sent to be a bodyguard. Or a spy. Interesting. Who did he tell you to protect?
My commanding officer.
And which one would that be?
You.
Interesting. Well, his orders are null and void right now. He's not here to command you, and he is not here to look out for you. I wish for you to be as far away from him as possible. But I need you to also give me a record of everything that occurred with him. How he treated you, what he said to you, his orders in the past. Including the ones where you had to ask permission, where he had to order you to eat, otherwise you were not permitted to. All of that I need documented, and anything similar to it.
I will try my best to catalog what I remember.
Of course. That's all I can ask. And again, please rest.
I have been rested for 3 days.
Fair enough.
I am to speak frankly. I feel it.
You feel uneasy. More than fair. Well, I'm going to go up and see what everyone's up to on the... or down, I should say. To see what everyone's up to in the gymnasium.
Sid was fighting Gunch.
I see. Well, I'd like to see how that turned out.
If I had my weapons, I would be observing.
Interesting.
Have either of you seen Mercer around?
I have not.
No.
Your punches have some considerable force behind them, but it's your defense that impresses me. Very active. Whew.
So, how did it go? Sid,
It went
Gunch?
well. We didn't go quite incredibly far, nothing. Not to upset medical or anything.
He's got a hard head.
I see.
And a hard defense, this one.
Believe me, I know.
Ooh.
I warned him. I'm a quick learner. Go
Most
get
tricks I
checked out.
tried to use wouldn't work twice. Oh.
Well, good to see that you two enjoyed yourself. Sorry I missed it all. The downside.
Oh, I'm sure you will busy. It will not be the last time.
Right.
Yes, Doc, I'm coming.
You first.
Kneel down. Kneel down.
What were you doing while we were having fun? Paperwork?
Exactly. The downsides to command.
No concussion.
You should let me do it for a day.
I would hope not.
Oh, that's funny.
You'd lose your mind. We both know that.
Ah, that's cold.
You might be right. Is this... Actually, now would be a good time for...
Couple on my forearm, I think. This is quite tender.
I made sure not to pierce the skin.
I've noticed I wasn't bleeding.
But these slow wraps on the elbow one should help with the swelling.
Are you free for the rest of the day, Captain?
I am.
Good. I think now would be a perfect time to sit down and relax a bit.
Very well.
Silent.
Give me one moment.
Of course.
Same procedure. Kneel
Do I
down.
need to kneel?
Kneel down.
It was good to get to do some of that again.
I
I've
bet.
been getting antsy all week.
Yes, it is a good
Well, since
stress
the
relief.
antsing, at least.
No concussion.
Ah,
I spoke.
it's better than being stuck in bed all day.
Right.
Though the nausea spell was kind of coming on, part of why I ended the fight early.
Without
Ugh.
letting medical order first.
Don't be too
Same
mad.
thing with him. Same
Ah.
thing with Gunch.
I'm gonna go
Clean wraps on your elbows
check
and your
matters
fists.
and then probably retire.
Very
Deal
well.
with nausea.
Alright.
Fair
If
enough.
you need
Gunch.
me, I'll be in my quarters.
Of course. Rest well.
You as well. When you do, Captain.
Let's dance again sometime, Gunch.
You're not exchanging me, are ya?
You talking to me?
Oh, I was.
What do you mean exchanging?
Oh, you trading me out for Gunch?
No. It's not the same.
It's not the same. I suppose.
But I do see why he is in the position he is. Even with him still recovering. It's good. Quite good. Packs a punch. Hard head. Good at exploiting weaknesses and openings. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Hit my face quite a few times. You know, that's the most important part of me.
Really, I thought you were going to say it's your glowing personality.
Don't patronize me, Captain. Granted, I would like to think that I am more charming than some might think.
Well, you're definitely
As is
doing better
evident.
than you were when you first got here.
Yes. I was a little bit, what's the word? There's this very specific word, but I don't... Come on.
Abrasive?
I was uncomfortable. Didn't really ask to be here.
Fair.
But the opportunity was there, so might as well take it.
More than fair.
Like I said before, I'm not quite used to being away from home for so long. Away from, ground in which I can walk on. Getting used to it.
Aye.
Being relocated is never fun. But regardless, yes, I'm making slow progression.
That's very well seen.
Going to give me a gold star now?
Oh, I thought you told me not to patronize you. And last time I gave you... Well, last time I gave you any praise, you told me to shut up, so...
Don't be so loud.
Fair enough. So I don't think I ever asked you. Did you ever... Which of the core worlds did you grow up on?
Basilica.
Figured. Still has that slight scent of ozone, always.
Yes. Is, are they going to be accompanying us, or?
Not sure. Did you want to try meditation, Siri? Not yet?
I'm meditating on my own.
Very well.
Well, as long as it's not disruptive.
If you wish to join us.
I don't know what that...
Meditation, or you wish to join us, or... I really do hate Galactic Common.
I'm still trying to understand what wanting things is, as per your orders.
Very well. It's whatever you as an individual choose to do. That's your want. It's hard to explain, but you'll get there. Just keep looking inward. Sage Harbin was always much better at it than I was.
My introspection, the encouraging words.
But how do you explain something to someone who doesn't even have the... who's been brought up to be more...
Preconceived notion.
Exactly. The very nature of it beaten out of them. It's difficult.
Well, what has been proven to be the case in nature is either extreme cases or repetition. You'll have to give it time.
Aye, that's what I'm hoping.
One moment. Made sure to keep it out of the way during our spa.
Aye. Smart move.
Yes, it's quite large. It's contour doors.
I remember you telling me that yesterday.
Yes. I have a feeling. I don't want to make bets, but if the chef comes by and zooms to us, don't be surprised.
What was that? If the chef comes back and
If the chef zooms to us, yes. To me specifically, don't be surprised.
Fair enough.
Fine, I'll sit like you this time.
Hey, you don't have to. Part of it is making
you look
sure
so
that
comfortable.
I am. Doesn't mean it's comfortable for everyone.
No, it's not. Something on your mind?
Thought I heard something for a second. Wouldn't say on my mind. I'm just still getting all these continuously odd dreams.
I once again ask if they are premonitions or...
I don't know. There are quite a few powerful psionics on board. Quite a few psionics in general that I haven't really known well. There's no filter on the ship to help ease the link and unity of it, so sometimes I feel as though I get bombarded by other people's thoughts, feelings. Some people, it's hard for me to be in the same room as.
Which is why it's quite funny to me. You know, you'd think we would be, for lack of a better term, incompatible.
What is it that humans call oil and water?
Yes. Yes.
Hey, we get on pretty well.
Maybe that's because, in truth, my development of psionics isn't nearly as depth as it seems yours is. I hate common.
Believe me, I did too. Like I told you the first day. Don't know how I got it. Don't know how the gift, as everyone would call it, has moved to me. But it's there.
And like I said, the first day, I used to blame you. I used to dislike your existence, even. But now it's more... I'm actually proud.
Oh?
Though I still thought it should have been me.
Yeah. And probably another couple 100 billion of our kin.
Well, he's hoping for reincarnation in exactly 99 billion years. But, to be serious, that envy, that jealousy, it is... I can't lie, it's still there, but it fuels me.
How so?
You are... you are a worthy... You're worthy to be chased. And I don't care how long it takes, I will catch up.
Well, keep trying. You'll get there eventually. Maybe.
I'm glad you believe in me, Geralt.
I do, Sid. I do think with time, and you're already showing improvement on it, you'll be a good leader. The compassion's there. It just needs to come to the forefront.
Yes, but I have a very short fuse. That I cannot deny.
Well, not the only one, so.
Yes, it was a pleasant surprise out of you, actually.
No?
I see it.
Hmm.
You hold it better than I do. I'll try my best not to be on your bad side.
Oh, you've yet to get there.
Good. I feel as though our first meeting was a bit of an icebreaker.
Figuring out territory, shall we call it?
That was most certainly what that was, yes.
Yeah. Some instincts never die.
For others, it might seem we were trying to kill each other. Well, maybe I was trying to kill you specifically, but that's in the details.
You were trying to kill me.
No, they thought I was that. Most likely. Most likely medical, but you know.
Yeah, well. Definitely none of them have served on a Vulcan ship before, clearly. Otherwise, they would know that this is normal.
That was very much normal. And frankly, I feel like if we weren't Vulcan, it would be a different case.
Agreed.
You know, between you and me. Well, perhaps not.
Siri?
Hello. Letting you two know if it's going to occur soon, so if you want to take whatever you're doing after the fight.
Fair enough.
We're being kicked out.
Well, it's good that other people are using it.
Out, you're just being moved.
It's fine.
It's alright.
If you wish, we can talk more in my quarters.
Do you want to ask if you want to fight with the sticks?
I do not want
okay. Fisticuffs. Okay. Nasty you.
I'll meet you there. Need to attend something in my head real quick.
All right. I need to be right back. probably finish this off before I open up the mead.
Knock knock.
Welcome in.
Thank you. It's interesting to see the shark taking a fight. And so funny.
My money's on Scifi.
Comedy and yes, I was going to say the opponent was a very interesting choice. Granted, could be entirely possible that Siri wanted to spawn, and it just so happens that Vane was the victim.
Well, I wish Vane good luck. Not really, but I shouldn't be cruel. I wish them minimal injury. Let's go with that.
That's a good one. I'm going to take that. It's funny.
Please do.
I was going to say, before, we got interrupted, it was between you and me.
Mm-hmm.
That chef is quite a character.
You don't say.
I don't know if you noticed. At least, maybe you weren't around, you were busy in your meetings, but he was quite hyper. The word zoomies has been said at least once or twice. And he was very vehement on, well, me teaching him a bit more of combat. Seems I've passed on the bug to him.
I was about to say, yes. A bit of you's worn off on him.
It's weird. It's like looking into a mirror. Granted, a warboard one, but a mirror nonetheless.
Well. How's that make you feel, at least?
Oh god, you're my therapist now.
Figured I'd ask.
It's... For lack of a better word, it's weird.
Oh.
But... his enthusiasm is... For me, it's welcome, frankly. For me, it's... being able to help someone learn how to defend themselves is, well... there's a sense of pride in it, yes. But
naturally,
another side in me wants to see how he'll turn out. He has time. 1, 5, maybe even 10.
Maybe. It is good to see that you are connecting with people a little bit better.
I feel as though it would be a lot easier if all of them just appreciated combat a bit more.
Not all of them
embraced it. No.
It's part of the wonders of the galaxy, mixed cultures.
Yes. But it is a necessity.
True. At least out here it is.
You were informed of where the relic is, correct?
In science.
Held. Yes. As far as I care, I hope that we can figure some things out until it's out of our hands.
Agreed.
Because it seems as though it should be out of our hands sooner rather than later.
Again, agreed. Speaking of it getting out of our hands, what do you think about where it should go? Do you think I should take Argyle up on his offer? It's giving something else to Oracle.
Well, I was going to say, you're handing a dragon and more to the Horde. But if it is a dragon that you are familiar with, then you can at least trust them not to lend it over to another one. Then.
That's the thing. I trust Argyle. I don't trust Oracle.
Do you trust Argyle to give it someone that he trusts?
That's the problem, though. I do trust him to give it to someone that he trusts. Argyle has a very deep-seated loyalty to Oracle. I won't go into specifics as to why, but they did do something significant for him. And many others. Granted, it's to meet their own ends, as with all the corporations. But because of that, Argyle is staunch in their defense and in their mission statement.
Which is the retrieval and documentation of relics all around the galaxy.
Precisely.
Which is why, let's say hypothetically we find out that it is, well, a lot more important than we'd think.
Correct.
That is contents. That is, an opened book that we will hand off, really. Never to be seen again.
Correct. That's also a concern I have.
Well, to your actual question, if we can hand it off to the Oracle or the UPA, I assume is the other option.
For right now, yes.
Giving it to the UPA would... That is... How do I say? Bear with me the analogy, but it is the equivalent of sending the culprit directly to the cell. Rather, if you give it to Oracle, some juries, perhaps.
Maybe. It's a tough decision regardless. It will have its recourses, but I don't think it's going to be as extreme as Argyle was making it seem to be. A full-on fight.
Yes, he seemed a little... I don't know why. Well, I do know why. He's thinking of the most, what's the word? Volatile end, which is respectable and makes sense. Granted. With this in mind, regardless of what we do, this is a political, unfortunately, a political move. And given that we are wearing UPA colors in the ship,
I see your point.
in my mind, I'd give it to Oracle. Because here's the thing. At least with that, through proxy, you can get some ears and eyes on it. The process might be a bit long, but hopefully, assuming Argyle could call in a favor or just simply ask, keep tabs on it, that is a much better case than handing it out to Big Brother.
Fair enough. I hadn't thought of it that way. Maybe. Well, what truly is what we need to wait to see what the investigation brings on it, what it actually does. So.
Yes. Granted, what is the process of that? Have we decided?
Dr. Tally has already begun an investigation. She believes one of the relics is actually a key.
Oh, God. That is the worst relic to have. You know why?
Because now you gotta find where it goes.
Yes. Do we currently know where the relics come from?
We do have the world they originated on. That's why I'm a little less miffed about the key discovery.
Right. Okay.
But
I just have a nasty intrusive thought.
Oh.
How much do you think they're worth?
I mean, that has crossed everyone's mind, I'm pretty sure. But it depends on the bidder, honestly. It depends on how valuable they are, and if they're Anarch or not. They run into different scenarios. Anarch, they're priceless.
Actually putting thought into it, right? Putting thought into it for a moment, bear with me. We go through the process. We see and lay out what they are, all four of them, unless there's a fifth one that we don't know about. With that being said, we choose the one with the least volatility in a stranger's hands, right? And if it garners some... What's the word? Common word. If it garners some... what is it? When something's worth something... High appraisal, right? Yes, that, yes. You hand it off. With a good exchange. Credits do make the world go round.
Ugh. I threw up in my mouth a little bit.
Hypothetical. Yes, but we have to play by the rules.
Ugh.
It's a hypothetical, but again, I am the one to be giving you these hypotheticals, such as commandeering a ship, selling priceless relics to strangers never to be seen again.
Oh. Yeah. Going back to that water and oil thing, you really are the extreme other end of me, aren't you?
It's, well, maybe so, but there is always logic.
Logic.
It will benefit us.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing with the logic behind it. I'm just saying.
One of these days I'll just say, we should just kill them all.
That one I'll have to disagree with you on. Some of them are
Who
alright.
knows? You might really dislike them.
Look, I haven't gotten to the point of throwing anyone out the airlock yet.
God, I'd love to see that.
Why does everyone keep saying that? That's the second time I brought it up to someone and they said that would be entertaining.
Because it's funny. Just imagine, it's a spectacle.
Aye.
It's like, you know, being shot like a cannon. That's funny.
Shot out the cannon.
Yes, but just the opposite way, I suppose.
Well, no, that's an idea. Instead of throwing them out the airlock, the kinetic battery.
Oh.
Then again, they might be a mist before they even make it out into space.
Well, you're so fucked up, Geralt. Didn't know that.
There are their thoughts there, regardless of anything. Like I said, some things cannot be taken away.
Is this just for show?
Yeah, it's a hologram.
That's impressive.
Yes, I feel as though they put it in as a joke.
With the UPA.
Aye. All I'm missing is a fucking hamster and I'm all golden.
Swimming hamster.
Oh no, not for the tank. I mean just like a over in the desk area thing.
Ah.
I had a senior who did that. I had a senior officer who had one of those.
What, a swimming hamster?
No, one that sat on the side of the tank and he said it was some sort of rare space hamster. Ugh.
Right.
Let's move on to something funner. Enough of the bullshit with...
It's going to be a very hard task.
Very hard task. You never did tell me what was disturbing your sleep the other night.
Oh, I thought I did.
No, you told me that you were just sleeping on the floor, which was the first time I'm hearing about this.
Yes, it's normal for me.
I said I wasn't going to fight on that, but as for what's been disturbing your sleep, anything new?
My dreams hold a annoying, constant state of slight unrest. Like I said before, a few cycles back, I am restless. That is just the way I am. But hold on. It is again just the way I am. Unfortunately, it's you know how there's sometimes there are people who dream of nothing but living normal lives. Just being, what's the word? Peaceful. Having a family. Day to day. I don't really have that. It's not really a thing my subconscious allows me to have. I just think about who's next.
Who's next for what?
Well, after the war, you can imagine there was some, how do I say, splinter cells, maybe not the word, but people who, groups of fellas who just didn't want to leave us alone. So, had to send a janitor in, clean up the place.
I see.
That's in the past, though.
That still doesn't sit right with you all the time, clearly.
No, it does not. But what can you do? It is, well, part of the puzzle as to why I trust no one but my own kind. Like I said, a couple cycles back, I said to you, I trust the people on the ship to do their job, but I don't trust their intentions.
People don't trust anyone here. Seems to be the reoccurring theme of the entire ship.
Good. It's a mutual distrust.
With the exception of science.
I'd hate to lead someone astray.
And medical. They're all pretty, and I don't mean to say this as an insult to them, by any means. They all are fairly simple. They are here, they do their job, they do it well, they don't cause problems, they don't make me stress out much. Overall, pretty well. Security, very much the same way. It's mostly engineering that's, But then again, that's also because they have the most crewmen right now.
Didn't realize there was a button there.
Aye. Chest, cards.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You know, we made that joke earlier.
Which one?
You are the king. I am the queen. You know, it's funny. There are some things that just never go away.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll be as famous as a chess game.
Maybe. I wouldn't put it past you. What else is bugging you?
I feel like I always have just a bug in my ear. All the time.
Bug.
Yes.
I
know you can probably sympathize, actually.
Quite well.
There's always there's this feeling that you don't actually know what it means to be relaxed.
I feel that from time to time. Clearly not as severely as you do, but I know the feeling greatly. I mean, you see it. Anytime I'm talking to someone long enough, I start moving from side to side in place. It's just... I need to be doing something.
Yes. You are... It's funny. We are alike, in many ways. Not too much, just enough. Can you imagine how strong the next generation of warriors would be if we just taught them personally?
God help us all.
It'd be fun.
Yeah, I can't deny it would be. Yeah, and I still have the problem. Although our problem would be always running into, you know, the whole... What is it? When I was having I really do hate the common. But the issue I was having with Siri, how do you explain some of the concepts of just existence?
Well, that's your job, not mine. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Oh, really? That's my job now.
Yes, you're the wise one, and I'm the master of combat.
An army of psychopaths.
You already have your...
That's
you
what
already have
I...
your hands behind your back. Most of the time.
Forgive me for that.
Looking all stoic. No, it's fine. It's admirable. It makes you look quite old.
Well, did pick it up from an old man, so...
Old habits and all.
Precisely. Besides, forms help keep you on your toes.
Well, true. You see how I go about my day to day. I'm always watching. So it's not just you. It's funny, you found me out quite easily, didn't you? On the first day.
I guess.
Prowling around like I'm on the hunt.
Yeah. You look like you were doing one of the old... What is it? I feel as... Ugh, that's bad that I forget already. Looked like you were doing one of the... final harvest hunts from back home.
Yes, well, I'm sure you understand it was a new habitat for me. I had to make sure and get a grasp of the situation. Because frankly, seeing so many non-Vlachans made me uncomfortable.
Fair. You had to walk the lines of your cage before you could get comfortable in the center.
A cage, a coffin, a cadaver. Well, hopefully, we will look back on this and think quite fondly of our cage. I'm not placing bets on that, though.
I was about to ask, could we get a new one?
No, not a new one, please.
What, you don't want another one? You don't want a new ship? You were the one suggesting that we go off and take over another one if the opportunity
If
arises.
it put up to me, Geralt, I would take the ship and go home.
But tragic for you, it's not up to you.
Yes, well, can I convince you?
It is a lovely time right now at home. Grass has hit that nice burnt amber color.
We need to touch grass, Captain. Soon.
Hopefully.
That's our mission. That is actually our mission, to touch grass. How about that?
Touch grass. And not the stuff in the hydroponics lab, right? That doesn't count.
No, that does not count. That is a, what do you say, recreation for the animals in the cage.
Enrichment. I never did actually do one of the Ep3 hunts when I lived at home.
You think I did?
I mean, I'd assume you did. But...
well, maybe in a more extreme case. I always like to make things a bit more exciting.
Be careful, those tusks are dangerous.
Well, I'm in one piece.
Yeah, that's alright. The only scar you have is from me.
Yes, well. That's one for you. I'll get you back for that.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. Just try not to damage my brandings. I have sentimental value to those.
I can do that.
I'd hope.
What's on the docket for next cycle?
Not really sure. It's whatever that world holds to us. The fact that the knights on this board are facing the wall bothers me so greatly. I don't know why. It's that ringing in the ear you were talking about. It's just telling me that they are facing me wrong.
Well, maybe they see something we don't.
I hope not. I don't need my home. I don't need my place where I'm sleeping haunted. This one. I don't want to do the full rotation of the other one, though. Call me lazy, but I'm not doing that. So wait a minute. Did you ever do the one of the hunts? The Ep3? You sounded like you didn't.
I did. Yes.
For the community or anyone in particular?
Geralt, everything that I do, for lack of a better, for better or worse, is to It's like an exhibition for me. It's like, I will admit, especially when I was younger, I wanted to be seen as the coolest Vlakan in existence. Granted, that is not that hard for me, but I just wanted to be sure.
I see.
But, would it be cheating to say I did it for myself?
No. I guess not. Still beats me. There you go. You're ahead of me at something else.
Well, maybe we can take you to do that.
No. That one, if I ever do it, has to be done solo. That was always my hang-up. I could have done it many times, but the need never struck me. There was no one to present my kill to. I mean, I could have done it for the community, but so many others were already doing it, most of the elders, that I felt as though it'd be hunting more than we needed, taking more from the land than was necessary. So I opted out of it. Didn't have anyone to make that statement to, so just left it be.
I should have been there.
You should have been there.
I assure you, if we were younger, I would be... You would be rubbing that in my face, wouldn't you?
What?
Your prize. Maybe I would, though.
Well, it's not... it's not that much of a bloating thing. I don't know. Maybe, though. What?
It's just funny. It's, I don't think much about what happened before. Sometimes I think I'm cheated myself. But who knows?
I don't think you did. At least you knew what you wanted. And some good came out of it.
I feel as though you might have been cheated out of more than I have.
Yeah.
You said it yourself. I did have more freedom.
It's just how the cards fell. Can't change them. It's already been done.
I don't know. You just have to make sure you're the dealer this time.
Hey, on deck that's already been bled dry.
We have time. We just have to get off this damn ship.
You
Sorry,
really.
That
you,
sounded a bit more desperate than I'd like to.
You really are getting stir crazy, aren't you?
Just a little bit.
I get it. Hmm.
Mm. You know, it is funny. You really do have this whole space to yourself.
Aye. Makes me miss some of my ensign days. When I actually had someone else occupying the space. It felt less empty, less hollow.
I do sleep on the floor.
Couldn't ask you to do that. As nice as it would be.
It wouldn't be asking. It doesn't really matter where I'd sleep in this ship. I'd sleep on the floor.
No, that's a lie. You did fall asleep in your chair the one time.
Yes, the one time. I'm a quick learner, you see.
If you want. Plenty of fucking... You have the largest place in the house here. Honestly.
I was going to say.
You have the largest bed out of everyone if you choose the floor anywhere you go.
You see now, my logic is sound. I told you.
Aye, but it's no... It's not like the moss at home. It's just perfect plush.
Like I said, hydroponics is looking real attractive at the moment.
But our palace will crucify us both.
Yes. And I don't think I want a tree to crucify me. That seems a bit ironic.
From what they told me, they would actually grow their roots through your skull.
What?
Aye.
Right. And that's the one I'm supposed to be protecting, he said. In like 100 years.
I mean, that's if you want. I mean, you're the one that wants to be outside and touching grass all the time.
Ugh.
You've summoned your own fate.
Maybe when I'm older, it'll seem less... It'll seem a bit better. But right now, no. Yes, I'm thinking to myself, it really is just a win-win for me if I sleep here.
Like I said,
I'm rooming with the shark. Don't forget that.
Oh, right. Do you want to transfer out of there?
No. We don't come to blows, and usually they wake up before I do.
That shocks me, I'll be completely honest with you.
Or they don't sleep. Who knows?
Ugh. Yeah, by all means, then go ahead. That's a vacation for you. That's a mercy right there. I'm being too mean, I think.
A little bit. But it's funny. Interesting. Do you think that's from us?
Oh.
Might have been a flag in the system.
I think it is. I think someone fell asleep on deck.
Ah. You know that airlock thing? Should try it.
You just want to see someone flying out of there, don't you?
Yes, I do, Geralt. Just to feel something.
Just to feel something. Pardon. Damn. I'm not even going to go grab that. Even though I should probably take another full shot. But shit. Just
That being said, if we're going to be landing soon, we should probably get some rest.
Well, hopefully we're not landing. I hope we stay in orbit. I'm not really sure if this thing can take... I am not... The Hive City was a exemption because it's a Hive City and they have ways to get you off of said planet. This planet hasn't even been colonized yet. I'm not sure this ship can make it. I'm sure it can make entry, but I'm not sure it will hold together for exit.
What? We'll think about that later. Not now. That's for future us, not current us.
Oh. Future us. Ugh. Future problems. Fuck.
Think too hard.
Also, it's my job to think too hard.
Well, don't make your brain explode, and in that case, explode me as well.
Okay, you know that's just a myth. Most people turn inside out.
I want you to make sure you stay on the farther side of the bed, okay?
It's already tucked into the corner. I'm not sure how far I can go. There's a huge gap right over there. I might fall through. Nah, I won't.
It might be more comfortable down there. I haven't tried it yet.
Like I said, it's not moss.
Nah. Beggars can be choosers. Let's see, which crevice should I bury my back into?
The one by that wall that you're to your left is usually warmer. That's usually where I used to meditate.
This one?
The other one. I said to your left, not your right.
Don't. I can feel it. He's going to say something.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Ugh.
Good night.
Good night.
The dogs are finally done talking. Who would have
Oh
known?
my god, outrageous.
Why are you so fucking blue
Surprised
all
you
of a
two
sudden?
weren't killing each other.
Everybody thinks we're killing each other. We're not killing each other.
They're too busy flirting.
Uh,
The disgust.
Well, I don't know. You guys like kill each other like every other starting session. So
it's
you know.
literally a culture thing, man.
Yeah, well, fuck your culture. What I see is that you both are killing each other.
Yeah, it's because you're from. That's because you're supposed to primarily be a medical, so you see everything as fight as killing each other. Now you know how the Aether mages feel.
No, Corvix doesn't give a shit. Medical gives a shit. Or Aether gives a shit.
I know. The little bastard gave me a little lecture.
You know, when you two go down there, I only expect you to just go at it. I don't expect
really
anything but
funny,
that.
Because we haven't done that in like 3 episodes.
Yeah, 3 episodes we haven't actually fought.
3 episodes
like...
out of 7.
My fault, gang. We're even right now. It's 3 and 3. I think it's actually 3 and 3.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, we're good.
Well, now we just need to toss a coin and see what we do next session. Fight or fucking meditate.
Fuck it. Yeah, flip a coin right now. D20.
Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna stop streaming.